neighbor joker, neighbor joker, neighbor joker. That's all the money that me work for. A 2 pound note and a guild of this. A 2 pound note and a guild of this. A 2 pound note and a guild of this. This is all the money that me work for. Money, neighbor, money. Money, neighbor, money. Money, I don't want you, can I make money?
Well, I invoke the WP's position that we are engaging in civil disobedience and non-cooperation with the government. And on that grounds, I refuse to participate in the interview. The question in struggle, is not personal. Whatever sacrifice as a political activist or a political leader you have to make for your people, you have to make it.
Guyana and Guyanese, at home and abroad. Tune in to Guyanese Morning Time, hosted by Kadaki Amsterdam, where the sun always shines. Guyanese Morning Time, the people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. We rise up early morning watching Kams Tv, where wisdom and knowledge, yes, it is the key. Exposing corruptions over land and sea, where the wicked politicians they try to trick me. Guyana is a land for everybody. With 6 races should live in harmony. There's one set of people getting aisle money. There's one set of people doing the thievery. Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, this is a program that you all can see. Sharing your views and your integrity. Like it, comment and share it all around. Pass it to your neighbor, safe and sound. A sad situation going on in this town. The voice of the people is getting trampled down. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, with Jah as ordained me to sing. I sing Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, fooling the people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. Stop fooling people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. I say Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, in a break of work and mortgage job. David Hines and the Nappy Amsterdam. Sherman Duncan, Nigel London. Lava Brown and David Martin. If you pass the way, Robin Simpson. I'm telling that Winston Jordan. And yes, we can go
collaboration with the Society for African Chinese Empowerment and others invite you to its emancipation celebration. Join us on July 31st at the Boston Market Square, 18 hours for a lightation ceremony. Then, at 20 hours on the Boston Lights Up, it's the Black is Beautiful culturally rich, featuring Groove singers, Latia Juke, who justify us and others. Come one, come on. Yes, July 31st. Emancipation King, libation ceremony at the Buxton Market Square, starting time 18 hours. Then to the Black is Beautiful Culture Meeting, Buxton Light Up, starting time 20 hours. Feature address by Leader of the Opposition, Orrin Norton, Professor David Hines, and others. Come one, come all. Black is beautiful. Come on, and let's celebrate emancipation like never before. First of all, this movement, in collaboration with the Society for African Diabetes Empowerment and others, invite you to the Emancipation Celebration. Join us on July 31st at the Buxton Market Square, 80 hours for a libation ceremony. Then, at 20 hours on the Buxton Light Up, it's the Black is Beautiful Culture Meeting, featuring Groove singers, Latia Juke, who justify us and others. Come on, come on. Yes, July 31st, Emancipation King, libation ceremony at the Buxton Market Square, starting time 18 hours. Then to the Black is Beautiful Culture Meeting, Buxton Light Up, starting time 20 hours. Feature address by Leader of the Opposition, Orrin Norton, Professor David Hines, and others. Come one, come all. Black is beautiful. Come on, and let's celebrate emancipation like never before. First of all, this movement, in collaboration with the Society for African Diabetes Empowerment and others, invite you to the Emancipation Celebration. Join us on July 31st at the Buxton Market Square, 80 hours for a libation ceremony. Then, at 20 hours on the Buxton Light Up, it's the Black is Beautiful Culture Meeting, featuring Groove singers, Latia Juke, who justify us and others. Come on, come on. Yes, July 31st, it's Emancipation King, libation ceremony at the Buxton Market Square, starting time 18 hours. Then to the Black is Beautiful Culture Meeting, Buxton Light Up, starting time 20 hours. Feature address by Leader of the Opposition, Orrin Norton, Professor David Hines, and others. Come one, come all. Black is beautiful. Come on, and let's celebrate emancipation like never before. First of all, this movement, in collaboration with the Society for African Diabetes Empowerment and others, invite you to the Emancipation Celebration. Join us on July 31st at the Buxton Market Square, 18 hours for a libation ceremony. Then, 20 hours on the Boston Light Cup is the black is beautiful culture evening featuring Yoruba singers, Latia Juke, Odessa Famous, and others. Come on, come on. Yes, July 31st, Emancipation Tea, libation ceremony at the Boston Market Square, starting time, 80 hours. Then to the black is beautiful culture evening, Boston Light Cup, starting time, 20 hours. Feature address by Leader of the Opposition, Warren Dutton, Professor David Ine, and others. Come one, come all. That is beautiful. Come on, and let's celebrate emancipation like never before. First of all, the movement, in collaboration with the Society for African Dining Empowerment and others, invite you to its emancipation celebration. Join us on July 31st at the Boston Market Square, 18 hours for libation ceremony. Then, at 20 hours on the Boston Light Cup, is the Black is Beautiful Culture Evening, featuring Yoruba singers, Latia Juke, Odessa Famous, and others. Come on, come on. Yes, July 31st, Emancipation Tea, libation ceremony at the Boston Market Square, starting time, 18 hours. Then to the Black is Beautiful Culture Evening, Boston Light Cup, starting time, 20 hours. Feature address by Leader of the Opposition, Warren Dutton, Professor David Ine, and others. Come one, come all. That is beautiful. Come on, and let's celebrate emancipation like never before. First of all, the movement, in collaboration with the Society for African Dining Empowerment and others, invite you to its emancipation celebration. Join us on July 31st at the Boston Market Square, 18 hours for libation ceremony. Then, at 20 hours on the Boston Light Cup, is the Black is Beautiful Culture Evening, featuring Yoruba singers, Latia Juke, Odessa Famous,
come up with an alternative to that, because that can't work.
Do you want country?
Hey, but from a little cottage in the green, I wrote these lines to you. From a little cottage in the green, I realize I love you still. Brothers getting jaded, some hooked and some getting high, licking on the county high. Some get high, jamming sense to me, hey, then go west.
Like a tar. Black, I'm proud you have to know who you are. Black like a tar. Africa is the motherland, big up every black superstar. Black like a tar. Black, I'm proud you have to know who you are. Black like a tar. Africa is the motherland, you have to know who you are. Them say, when you say black bus, you fit turn back. Them say, nothing good never come out of black. They crack us what? I say it's too black. But my complexion, me say me know it. I'm proud to be black. I'm a black to be proud. Marcus can't lead out 10 million black. I'm black to be proud. I'm proud to be black. So if you with me, won't you shout it out loud? Boy, black like a tar. Black, I'm proud you have to know who you are. Black like a tar. Africa is the motherland, big up every black superstar. Black like a tar. Black, I'm proud you have to know who you are. Black like a tar. Africa is the motherland, big up every black superstar. Some bleach out them skin and think them out the win. Some bleach out them skin until it get in. Some bleach out them skin, see that them can't hear the king. Now from your bleach out your skin, boy, your skin. Boy, I'm a true Rasta man. Listen to songs that I sing. I'm a true Rasta man, and me Babylon can't trim. I'm a true Rasta man, smoking me earth doing me thing. So Babylon listen to the fire when they are fling. Boy, black like a tar. Black, I'm proud you have to know who you are. Black like a tar. Africa is the motherland, big up every black superstar. Black like a tar.
Morning, neighbor, morning. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time with the Buxtonian Kidaki Amsterdam. I'm your host. It is 7 hours 30 on the 28th day of July in the year 2023. Black like a tar. Right? Black like a tar. You have to be proud. You must know who you are. Black like a tar. Yes. Sometimes we have to use the words of these Jamaican artists to remind us who we are. Sometimes we don't have the time to read books and to delve deep into history. But we listen to the lyrical lessons of history and we learn. We come to appreciate who we are. So yes, it's important that we feature some of our artists sometimes. I love you, and that is why I started by playing From a Little Cottage in Negril. It's love I'm expressing, I love you. And that is why I'm here every morning teaching you hard lessons. Some people say cussing you out. I don't really come here to cuss out anybody. I come here to speak truth to our people and our leaders. Right? That's what I come to do. I mean, it's sometimes the unpleasant truth. A lot of people don't like the unpleasant truth. But I grew up hearing Kidaki Wenga manners. Right? Balikiraki, you ain't got no chill, you ain't got manners. Why a lot of people told me that? Because I'm not the kind of person to mince words, as people say. I don't mince words. If I want to tell you I'm black, I tell you I'm black. But trust me, I'm not malicious. I tell you I'm black because I recognize you I'm black. How you deal with it is a matter for you. Once I'm honest, that's what I deal with. I must be able to look at myself and my conscience in the mirror and say, well, it's you, no pretense here. Right? When I go to bed at night, I sleep. I really hardly study what is going to come get me from the previous day's behavior. Hardly ever study that. We want more leaders like that in our society. Anyways, I'm going to talk about some uncomfortable truths later. Let's talk about how you are. How are you this morning? How did you pass your last night? Did you sleep last night? I had a rough night last night, you know. And it's not because of any wickedness I do, but because I overworked. You know, sometimes you work hard. I've been working hard. Every day, whole day, for the last 6 weeks or so. Right? Not that I don't work hard. Every day I'm on a grind. But I've been really pushing myself for these last 6 weeks or so. Right? Leading up to the children's party and then the anniversary and then right into the emancipation period and all kinds of things. Right? But sometimes when my body gets too tired, it doesn't relax fast enough for me to go to bed right away. And so I have to sit down sometimes and look at a movie or something and so on and so forth. Right? So I went in late and I got up early. Because why did I get up early? Work is always on my mind. It might not strike you as the reality that I live, but work is always on my mind. How did you pass your night? Did you sleep well? What bothers you this morning? What about yesterday? You made a lot of money yesterday. You stayed safe? You had any unpleasant encounters you want to share with us? How were you treated on the job? I think sometimes I ask these questions just for the sake of conversation. I really want to know. Because sometimes when we get this kind of feedback, we can help to change somebody's life. By sharing a little experience here or a little experience there as to how to deal with these situations and so on. Right? That's why I ask. Each of us could help the other. You don't have to experience it yourself to learn from it. You can learn from other people's experiences. Right? What are the experiences of others that you have learned from? I said yesterday in a passing comment to somebody who called, oh, yes, our brother Amobi. Amobi called to tell us about that gathering they will have tomorrow at the Eddie Grant Center in Plaisance. Did he say 10 o'clock? I can't remember the exact time. But it's a gathering that all the villagers are invited to. I asked him to send me that information. I don't think it ever came. Representatives of all of the villages along the East Coast, along the railway embankment, where the Ali administration is proposing to put a 4-lane highway. Right? They're asking that representatives from those villages attend the meeting tomorrow at the Eddie Grant Center. I'll have to reacquaint myself, excuse me, with the time, so that you'll be alerted. And when Amobi called in to say that, I said, I want to be the leader of the black nation in this country. And I'm serious. I would like to be the leader of the black nation of this country. 2:30, I'm told the time is 2:30. Thank you, Patricia. So to start it tomorrow, representatives from all the villages along the railway embankment should go to the Eddie Grant Center in Plaisance. It's south of the railway line, down the road where the health center is. Andrews Noble Avenue, I think they call it, but I don't fight up with the names. I fight up with landmarks. So find the health center road and go south of the railway line. You're going to find the Eddie Grant Center somewhere down there. Right? So I've been, excellent. So I've been saying, I want to be the leader of the black nation. But I can't just get up and say I'm going to lead the black nation. The black nation has to recognize leadership abilities in me. And leadership abilities that they want in me. And then embrace me as the leader of the black nation. Because if I just go there and say I'm the leader of the black nation, I'm just masquerading myself. There's some people who will follow, and there are others who will challenge my right to lead the black nation. But if the black nation says, listen, we've been observing Mr. Amsterdam and we think he has the qualities that we want in our leader, let's embrace him and promote him. Then there is likely to be more acceptability. But why am I saying I want to be the leader of the black nation? Why do I want to be the leader of the black nation? Because I'm going to be very honest. I said I will speak some uncomfortable truth this morning. Leadership has to be visionary. You have to be visionary. You can't always playing off the back foot. You can't always be reactive. You must be forward thinking, and you must have the temerity to look at your people square in the eyes and tell them, hey, that can't work. Or hey, it's not going to work. What do you suggest? Let's work around this. Let us put our heads and hands together and come up with an alternative to that, because that can't work. And so when I look at how our leadership has been reacting to the PPP all the time for the past 3 years or 26 years, depending on which point of view you take it from, I'm arguing this morning that there's need for new leadership among the current crop. And that leadership doesn't have to follow the current crop or toe the line, but may very well be necessary that that leadership moves to the front and lead those who were there before. And if they are very serious about wanting better for their people, they will fall in line and support that new leadership. Question I'm asking you this morning: are you satisfied with what you're getting from the current crop of leaders? Are they visionary enough? Are they bold enough? Are they straightforward enough with the people that they claim to lead? When that issue of the Embankment Road, four-way embankment came up, one of the first things you will remember me saying on this program is, the PPP wins when we engage with them individually, whether as individual beings or individual communities. And so in this instance, if you really want to exact your pound of flesh from the PPP in relation to this proposed four-lane highway, you must have an inter-community, not inter-community team that will deal with the government on this matter. Every community that is going to be affected by this four-lane highway must have a representative around the table representing the cause of their people. But that representative must not only be backed by their community, but rather those representatives must be backed by one mass of people representing all of the communities. You see, Plaisance has 7,000 persons, let's say, just numbers I'm playing with. And Rodwell Lewis is their representative. When Rodwell Lewis goes to deal with the president or whoever they're negotiating with, it's Rodwell Lewis and 7,000. But when the other communities along the way that are affected put their backings behind Rodwell Lewis, is Rodwell Lewis and 700,000 or 70,000. In unity there is strength. In unity there is strength. And so I'm saying the call is necessary, not necessarily timely, but is necessary. I think it is made a little late, but it is necessary that every community sends a representative to tomorrow's meeting in Plaisance to represent not only their interests, but the community's interest. And so you have a big tent. One big tent of people will be affected by this 4-lane highway. A meeting of the minds that will hash a plan as to how to deal with the Ali administration and their proposals. But this is what we will have tomorrow. Uncomfortable truths. Uncomfortable truths. Because it's a call that is made late, a lot of people in our communities who have self-interest will turn up to that meeting out of self-interest. Because the call is made late and it has to be made public, the PPP will encourage their goons and their cohorts to go to that meeting as representatives of communities. And so they will have the most among the people who have legitimate concerns to derail it when it really starts to put pressure on the PPP. And that is why I'm saying, or they say, when there's a lack of vision, people will suffer. Because quite frankly, what our African leaders, or African cultural leaders, or African national leaders should have been doing from the get-go is quietly going to those communities, discuss with the residents, and have the residents identify the people that they want them to represent. The people must be able to choose their leaders to represent them out of a position of trust to start with. So tomorrow Tom Jones may turn up from Buxton. At 3/4 the Buxtonian said, Tom Jones can't represent me. I don't trust that nigger. That man is so corrupt that I don't even know if his name is correct, if it's his right name he uses. Right? And I'm just using the name Tom Jones there loosely. I don't know any Tom Jones in Buxton. Good? But it may happen at Vice Loss, Plaisance itself, As Grove, Victoria, Golden Grove. And so when that happens, the so-called representative of the community doesn't get the backings of the community and therefore can't negotiate with strength. negotiate with threat. And so I'm sounding the clarion call. Community leaderships, national leaders should get the message out into these communities, gather the people, discuss the possible issues that will arise from this 4-lane highway, and then select a representative or two or four or six, whatever the number you want, to join that inter-community roundtable. Let me call it that. But only if you're a visionary, you will recognize that several weeks ago when this matter first started, that this is the approach we need to take. I'm happy that we have arrived at this place where people recognize that the best approach to this matter is by bringing all the communities to one table through their representatives. And these representatives must not only tell themselves they're going there to represent their communities, and they go, they sit, they talk, they do whatever, and then they go back home quietly. They have a responsibility to report to the people who sent them on a mission. And so I'm encouraging again, hold them accountable. You must know what is happening behind those closed doors where you sent them to negotiate on your behalf. I'd be happy to see that unfold. But I'm also scared that our people will drop the ball again. That's my uncomfortable truth. That's my uncomfortable truth. But let's work together as a people. It is only if we work together as a people we can overcome the challenges which we are faced with. Good? I saw somebody, one of them person, I think, asking me about some account, Kidaki, Kams Tv, whatever. Do you need an account or something? Tell the people what you achieved in the last 40 years. Well, boy, I don't know what you consider achievement. But I'll tell you a story. There was a group of classmates, schoolmates who met for a school reunion. And among them, you had a female and a set of men. Female is a teacher. The men are engineers, politicians, managers, technocrats. And the conversation came up, how much do you make? Or what do you make a year? And everybody started boasting of their salaries and so on. You know, teachers don't get much, especially Guyanese teachers. So when it came around to the teacher said, what do I make? I make children that y'all can't control sit in classrooms for extended period of time. I made children who came to school challenged with reading, writing, and understanding. Focus and work hard enough to become engineers, to become politicians, to become technocrats. And she went down the line identifying what she makes. She didn't look at it from a point of view of salaries or finances. So when whoever you be asking for me to tell the people what I achieved over a period of 40 years, that forms part of my response. I made a lot of slow learners Brilliant. But apart from that, what I really achieved over a period of 50 years, not 40, is humanity. A love for people, respect for people, a kindness of heart that you may not be able to match. That's my biggest achievement. A love for humanity. Materially, I've achieved a few things here and there. There ain't no landlord to come and put me out or knock at my door and say, come for my rent. I got a car that many look at and might think it's old, but it gets me to places and back. I have a few investments which will put food on my table. And so unlike what a lot of you come here and say, I don't have to beg bread. Those are things I achieve. I have 2 children who, up until this day, by God's grace, has never had a run-in with the law. They have never had to complain of me being abusive to them. A poor father or parent in general. They've so far achieved matriculation, I think that's what they call it. In other words, they went through school and they proved that they learned while they were in school, unlike Ali. Those are achievements. I don't know how you measure your achievements. I have never been locked up for fraud, simple larceny, or any such financial crimes. Or generally, if you ask me, criminal activities. I've been locked up for representing the people on a protest line several times. That speaks to my humanity. I'm always fighting for humanity. What have you achieved? What have you achieved? I hope to achieve more in the lines of the things that I've spoken about. Especially, I want to see good governance in Guyana. I want to see fairness. I want to see equity. I want to see balance. I want to see honesty in government. Those are some of the things I want to see. Natasha Moffat, don't tell me I must not answer that boy. I have to answer that boy. Because I usually say to you, I choose to answer certain people because it gives me a teachable moment. And so in answering that boy, I'm saying to you all, what are some of the things we can strive for to make this world a better place? Damn, I will tell you, he has achieved what? Millions, multi-millions, hundreds of millions in financial wealth, political power. But where is his credibility? Where's his credibility? Money don't buy respect. Money doesn't buy humanity. And while many of you consider those things achievement, they're not achievement in my book. Because a lot of them were arrived at through dishonesty, through corruption, through nepotism, through abuse and oppression. How do you watch yourself in the mornings or night or noon and feel? How do you feel every time you approach that vehicle to enter it? and you reflect on the manner in which you acquired it. How do you? I have given an account for, and I can give an account, not only for 40 years of my life, but my entire life. My entire 50 years on this earth so far, by God's grace. Don't come here and bad mind nobody. Right? Bad mind, don't come and bad mind nobody. If you're accustomed raping, stealing, and plundering, and you call that achievement, go good, go with God. Allow me to live my humble life. I'm a humble African. I don't look for trouble. I intend to bother no one. The lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call. And while I wait for your call, let me talk about this. In fact, let me tell you that between the period of August 13th, no, August 11th, because I've had some requests. Between the period of August 11th to 13th, 3 days, 11th, 12th, and 13th, is the intention to host an African cultural camp for young people. Get all your grandchildren and children ready to send them to Club Twilight for an African cultural camp. 3 hours daily for 3 days, so it comes down to about 9 to 12 hours. Let your offspring, your next generation, your current generation, yourself, if you don't think you know enough, come and sit with us at Club Twilight and talk about the African man, the African woman, the African civilization, the African history. 11th, 12th, and 13th of August. I'll give you the time, but I know it's going to last a minimum 3 hours daily. Not only will they leave with knowledge, but they will also leave with skills and pride and all of that, self-pride. Call it live, good morning.
Good morning, Kadaki. Kadaki, I like how you answer that person. Very, very well. Very, you're right. But I just want to say, keep up the good work. And you were asking how you had your day and your night. Well, yesterday my day started out a little bad. I got locked out of the house. Then after that, I went to work. And I just got in from work and I'm listening to you. Kadaki, I'm telling you, it's a hard road we have to go. But we as a people and as a nation, we have to come out and address. We have to stand very firm to address poverty in our country. Oh my God, it's very, very bad. And a lot of people who have a little extra, you know, sometimes I could understand they don't want to share, but sometimes if we share, we'll see things coming to us that's what we least expect. And I know for sure, I grew up in a home where my grandmother had a sister, she passed away. And my grandmother always tell us, her sister helped her. Likewise, she helped herself. And before when her sister got sick, her daughter had to go and take care of that sister, live in that sister home and take care of her sister. And that's how it runs in our family. We work together with each other and we share things which this one does not have. We know for sure the next person gonna have it. We work together and that's how we grow up. And people might say, why you have to share things? And especially sometimes if that person doesn't have, why eat it all by yourself? And what you are doing, you might not be able to give us money, but you're sharing your knowledge with us so we could understand and know what is actually going on. From the first time, this was way back, I think was Chaka Blair, when you stood out from since then, I would never ever forget that videotape. Someone had given it to me and I lent it to someone and then I never got it back. But from that, I've been watching at you to see how powerful you are. And people need to see that. And no, they might not like it because they do not want to come out and do the things you are doing. You are doing it for us and making us aware of a lot of things that we did not. I know for sure I did not know of things. And it empowered me more to speak up and not just say, well, I don't care and that doesn't bother me or whatever. It do bother me, not because I does not live there every day, because I go there. That was one of my mother's biggest dreams, to have me go back home and visit, because I never used to come because I couldn't tolerate the nonsense what I see when I go there. So, but I had to look past that and look at the bigger picture. That's one thing my mother used to sit down with us and discuss about what's going on in Guyana. So people, try your best. Just look past what is going on, and just because you're not there, try your best. Whatever you can donate and you can give, just give it. God's going to bless you. God's going to show you the way. And doors going to open for you that what you least not expect. And Kadaki, I just want to say, my cousin passed away. She lives in Florida. And she's from Buxton, the Aaron family that was living right behind us. She passed away, and she was a big supporter of our country, but she never exposed it. I'm saying it to you now because I'm the one who made her did it. So I just want to say that. So the people who know the Aaron family, my dear brother is Oris, and my kids are cousin. I'm a cousin too, because we all grew up in that back there, just behind Wave, New York. But Kadaki, you keep up the good work and take good care. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Condolences to yourself and the Aaron family. I know Sister Jean also has died. Sister Jean Gill. She died early in the week or late last week. So condolences to the relatives and friends of Sister Jean. The entire community definitely mourns her passing.
Yes. She gave, but what she did it anonymous because she did not want people to know. But I'm telling you, Kalaki, she gave because she came to this country regardless of whatever had confronted her. And she stood up and she did well, I'm telling you, well for herself. And she donated a lot. She did it quietly. She built a home for her family. She did so much for people who she didn't even know. And I'm not going to say who I made her contribute to, but it was big. It was big.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good...
Call you live. Good morning.
Morning to you, sir. How was your night?
I explained. I'm okay though.
But did you dream?
I am always dreaming, you know. I'm dreaming of a better Guyana.
Good.
I'm always dreaming.
The thing about it, before you could dream, you have to sleep. And a lot of those that got all this tremendous wealth go to bed and they cannot dream. Because before you dream, you have to sleep. A lot of them can't sleep when the night come because of how the wealth come. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yep. So I want people to remember that. Don't worry about all of them who accumulate all this thing through wrong means. Right? Because that demon do bug them at night. So be careful you envy the next man. Could I make a plug for my daughter?
Why not?
Because I know you have a lot of people from over here. Well, today she's dropping her album. And the name of the album is an EP album. You just have to be there. Right? And you could go and search in Apple Music, Spotify, any one of them for Vanilla Archer.
I ain't searching for nothing. You have to send me the demo.
I'm gonna send you go get it.
You know, back in the days when our artists needed a play, they had to walk and find these jockeys and put the 45 in their hand and beg them to. In some instances, they had to pay them to play. Right, and
some of them had to go in record stores and count the records to see what records sell before they could get paid.
Good, very well. So I ain't looking for nothing.
you go get your portion. All right?
Okay, buddy.
You go get it.
Yes.
Yes, and her brother assisted in producing it.
That's good. Family business. That's what I like to hear about.
Our Guyanese artist out there. Thank you.
And her father is marketing it.
Thank you. All right, great talk.
Yeah, thank you. The lines remain open 6225933 is the number to call. It's Free Talk Friday at 7 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour. I give you a lot of time to talk. Now, I mentioned the passing of Sister Jean Gill. Listen, I tell you, when the history of boxing is written again, because Brother UC did one installment, I call it, the history of boxing in print and memory, or boxing friendship in print and memory. And he detailed all of what he could have detailed, I guess, about the history of boxing and so on. Sister Jean Gill stands tall. Call Ole line. Not only among men, but women also. Wherever we revisit our history, Sister Jean Gill will stand tall. Since I was a little boy, I knew I was doing one thing, selling fruity. Like, so we all know is fruity? Fruity and ice block. Custard block. That is what I know Sister Jean doing all the years. I don't know her age now, but I'm sure she is either close to 100 or past 100. But she continued to do that all through the years. Her husband was a professional. I can't remember where he worked. Lionel Gill. Yeah, Lionel was his name. We used to call him Luggage. Right? Those are Bostonian heritage would know the stories of Luggage and so on. But I'm sure it's a village that every member of this community is mourning her loss. A decent human being. She wasn't of exorbitant means, like I said. I know her selling icicle and ice block. In the, you know them fruity flasks we used to call them? Right? That's what I know her doing all the years. Always humble, always pleasant. Sister Jean. May her soul rest in peace. Call A Life. Good morning.
Good morning, and condolence to the family of deceased, and may her soul rest in peace. Yes. The opening is, well, you spoke to the person. People like to look at your wealth as money and the bank and building islands and the different things. But for those people don't realize that when you got them exorbitant wealth, you're being investigated. And when for you to achieve those exorbitant wealth, many of the owners of those vast amount of wealth do a lot of underhand runnings, murders, all kind of illicit things that eventually, when the tasks do come up and they're being investigated, then they just cry and set people against them. So you don't got to get a big Bangkok, 1,000 cars and them things to be doing good. You could do good in your own way. Because look how you're talking about the lady who just used to sell fluting. And she will be remembered for that little thing that she used to do, but it was a big thing. Because many persons in this age, well, not my age group, the younger generation, like those in the early 20s coming down to the single numbers like 7 and 8, will not know what a flute is, because flute don't sell now. Now it's everybody either a chill drink or 120 buster or a 20 ounce sweet drink, soda drink, anyhow. So they ain't gonna know about that. But when we talk about people like to measure wealth for people, and I don't measure wealth because I just tell people daily. I say, if you see me by a bank, the people might think I come to rob the bank, because I don't have money on the bank. And a few years last year, when I was doing work on my house, when the contractor told me the value, I was shocked. And people may see me walking this road, going my way, and they might say, well, thing. But you don't measure a person by their appearance. You measure them, at least I measure them with the quality of the top side. Because just looking at me, people who don't know me, I'm not boasting on myself. But when I start to talk, people know that at least out of the mumble jumble, the babbling and so, you will get something from me. So I like a bypassad. Soon as he look at me now, he is going to measure my ability by my appearance. He is going to measure my wealth by my appearance. You don't ever judge a book by its cover. And one thing he talking about things once, put aside in the protest because they look for us and they penalize us when they see we are ardent protesters. Bringing me back into today's street talk with the minister who they put on $200,000 bail. That man was very noticeable in the protest for the Amerindian girl and the rape. He was out there, he was even sounding his voice. He was at the protest again around the Jumbly border, Sherrod was calm, very boisterous. Then he went into the hinterlands with Sherrod on the campaign system for the last local government election. And once this installed regime notice that you are coming up to fight and talk against the ills that they are handing down with force to the Africans in Guyana, they look to pick you out like what they used to do in the formative slave years when they see you are a slave with the potential to lead your people out of slavery and pick you off. Well, they can't really get to take you and hang you now. So they're going to lock you up, put you on a hefty fine, so that you will be on a big bail, so that you will be afraid to talk against the ills of this country. Now imagine the charge that he gets, what they call, that he indecently exposed himself. I don't know. I travel a lot to and fro because I travel on the road. And many times you would see right there like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you name the time, a car will stop. And when you look out, you may notice it's an Indian man relieving himself on the big highway. Why those people aren't being charged for indecent exposure? What goes for one must go for all. And I hope that it could start charging all those men who will stop the car, open the car door, and according to them, piss about the place. It mustn't only be for the black man because he talk against the ill of the rapist with the young girl that they look to penalize. And imagine, you put a man on $200,000 bail, and I'm quite certain he gotta go to court, and an alleged rapist of a little girl, a teenager, 16. You raped the girl because they been your grandchild, and the girl got you, I wish she got you. And this judicial system has not seen it fit to let the girl get a court hearing to describe what she went through. But this man, who nobody inside the sea, nobody ain't got to the station and report is suffering from some distress because they noticed this man penis outside, and so he could get charged. And what I hope the lawyer must ask them, let they tell them the size of what they see and everything, the dimension. And if they can't give that, the case should be thrown out of court, because as far as I see, that does not have merit in the court. Last. Now to that, I want all listening since the local government that passed on the 12th of June, we in Denhamsel used to be getting water upstairs all through the day. Because first, before COVID, we then used to get water all through the day upstairs. You know, since the local government and we Denhamsel was being won by the Africans within the local authority, you know what they do? They turn down our water supply. So Denhamsel cannot get water. You got to go downstairs to a pipe, and the pipe got to be flat with the pipe. You can't come up and you're drawing water by cup and put it in your bowl. That is this spitefulness, because we won Denhamsel and they win Blankenberg and Hick. Blankenberg and Hick in suffering no water problem. But right now, we in Denhamsel cannot get water since the 12th of June. The 13th of June, the pipe get problem. Till now, and it cannot be fixed. That is how this installed regime means to spite Africans. Once they see that you are putting up retaliation against them and you fight them back, they try to suppress you in whatever way possible. They can suppress you. They can't come in here and bring people and so. Last, a woman calling to talk out, they can't give cricket and so tickets. You know, you got to understand, why like me, the tickets want to bother me, because you know why? Once I did get a big screen TV, I would have been seeing the cricket in my house. And if the inside, she got to realize she's not like them little Amerindian girls who would get free ticket and the minister got and the president and the vice president, they flock around. She got to understand she and herself like me. So don't go, let them continue to buy out the tickets, and I want to see how many little Amerindian girls will be in the high part of the stadium to watch at the cricket. I hope the parents learn from the major fire that is now being picked up abroad, and the girl who get raped. I want you see, so you could send them out again for let the see cricket. That is my thing. Bye-bye.
Thank you for that call. I want to tell y'all something. Y'all ain't gonna agree with me, you know. Right? I like to speak uncomfortable truths. First, let me start by saying, any government in this country should be ashamed to have a citizen brought before the courts charged with indecent exposure because he or she relieved his or herself in the public. Let me start by saying that non-government in this country has the moral authority to lock up any citizen in this country who chooses to piss at a street corner or even shit at a street corner. None of them got the moral authority. Even in the bad days when we were cussing Fabs Bonham and when things were hard in this country, you could have found public facilities around the city especially. I always remember the last standing one used to be by Parade Ground, just around the Chetty Jagan Dental Center right now. Right on Carmichael Street, there was one there. I remember that as the last standing public utility where you used to go and piss and shit. I'm using that language by choice. One would believe, and like I say, education is supposed to change you for the positive. And so one would believe as you develop as a nation and you get access to resources, cut all the line. You will look at it simple, the little things matter. And coincidentally, that is what I titled this morning's program. The little things matter. You will look at the little things that can improve the quality of life and livelihood of your citizens. I, as an individual, I can tell you, I go through hell if I'm in the city. If I want to urinate, I go through hell. For the simple fact that I cannot bring myself easily to urinate in the public. Regardless of whether or not I got breast or land to post or what, it is not an easy task. I have shy glands perhaps, but I cannot just step out of my car and lean to grass corner and urinate. It's hell for me. And then with my quote-unquote public profile, I always wonder who is watching and how will I end up on the news tomorrow morning. Perhaps like Patterson did. The law is the law, but I think the magistrate that goes before should just read the riot act to the police, the government, and everybody and throw it through the door. But let me tell you what is the uncomfortable truth. When Patterson was in government as Minister of Public Works or Public Infrastructure, was it his responsibility, among other things, to ensure that they got public facilities around the city? I'm just asking, I don't know. But was it a part of his portfolio to ensure that citizens could find somewhere that they can urinate, they can relieve themselves when they're out in the city doing business? I don't know, but I know it is government's responsibility, whether city government or national government. And if it is city government, national government has a responsibility and has a responsibility to ensure that city government gets it done. And some people don't have to be traumatized, or little girl, children don't have to be traumatized by big men throwing out their whap. That's what the boys call it, all over the place to urinate. It is an abomination, it's a burning shame. It speaks to the indecency of our society and the indecency of the people who govern this country. And those are the comments I want to make on that matter. Unfortunate that a former sitting minister of government got to be held before the court because he pissed at a streetcar now. What could have prevented that? And those are the things we have to address and talk about. The other thing is, I talk about being a visionary leader. You always have to be on your P's and Q's as a political opponent of the PPP. I said to several, the PPP will be watching the opposition like hawk to find people that they can accuse of similar excesses as Dharamlal. And if they can't find rape, then they could find indecent exposure or whatever they choose to label it. Caller, thank you for holding your life. That caller went. Patience is a virtue on this program. So the lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. And like we usually say, people get what they accept. And Guyanese accept the fact that you can't find a urinal around the city, public facility, that your state dollars pay for. Volume is lower. This voice note is very low. I wonder why. This sounds like Lorimer. If it is Lorimer, could you resend your voice note for me, please? I enjoy listening to them, but this one sounds rather low. The lines remain open. 6225933. You tune to the Guyanese Morning Time with the host, Buxtonian Kidaki, Amsterdam. Call and let's talk the things. This one is very low. I'm trying to get it up, but I can't. Can you send that?
If work ever feels like this, you need Smartsheet.
A man and a bunch of animals was arguing by the zoo. The man tell them, I am civilized, I am superior to you. The donkey say, listen man, like something wrong with your brain. Sit down and pay attention while I explain. He say, man, you just call me jackass and say how I stupid. But when I don't feel the walk, I ain't walking, no matter how you beat me. But a man will walk and walk and walk till he drop down with heart attack. So answer me fast, who's civilized and who's the jackass? And the ram goat say, you just tell me how my odor offends your nose. What 2 days pass and a man ain't paid, he's smelling from head to toes. If ram goat had perfume and soap and powder, ram goat would smell like a rose, and that ain't no joke. So who's civilized and who's the ram goat? The man say, oh Lord, you crazy, mankind way is the best. Look how I'm wearing me 3-piece suit, me fancy shoes and me vest. And animals do not have motor car, and they do not have TV. The monkey says, stupid man, look, listen to me. The animals born with their shirt and pants, and their shoes and their socks as well. And we don't want no big motor car, gasoline expensive like hell. You watching Oprah on TV, and your best friend Oprah your girl. So please answer me, who's civilized and who's the monkey? And the tomcat say, you just tell me how I have no morality. But when I feeling romantic, it's one female cat and me. A man does have 42 women, he looking for 43. So answer me that, who's civilized and who's the tomcat? Well, the man getting really excited now, he's shouting out angrily. He say mankind has religion and morals and decency, but the snake sitting in the treetop, he say mankind, boy, you real dense. Look how long you living, you still have no common sense. Let me ask you, how come if man so noble, he always robbing another man? Animals live in the jungle for millions of years without one policeman. A man will visit the best friend and hustle his best friend wife. So you see your mistake. Tell me who's civilized and who is the snake? And the donkey say, man, you foolish, you just go and insure your life. But then the maker decide to call you, boop, the money gone to your wife. You in the cemetery, she and the next man spending all your money. So answer me fast,
Who's civilized and who is the jackass? Answer me fast. Who's civilized and who is the jackass?
Still empty even after pooping?
Morning, morning. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, the Buxtonian Kid at Amsterdam. Hey, it's July 3rd. First is the day before Emancipation Day is the day before Freedom Day, is the day before whichever day you want to call it. But it is the day before the commemoration of our ancestors walking off of those plantations 100 and what? 90 some years ago. 38 and what makes 22? 23 now? 95, something like 195 years. I wonder how my math's right. I'm just guessing the numbers right. But it's almost 200 years, right? Isn't that so? What have you done with that time? What have we done with that time? What can we say that we have to show? $185 years ago. $185 years if you're checking your liberation, your freedom, the regaining of your freedom from 1838. And so if you check it from 4 years before, it's 189 years. Almost 200 years since our ancestors walked off those plantations jubilant and saying, listen, we are now a bargaining unit. We got what they want. We got labor. They want it. And they got what we want. They got land. And we want it. So we will pull our resources together and we will buy land. And they will certainly have to come up with a plan to pay us for our labor. Right? Keep that in mind. I visited the Buxton Friendship Museum and Culture Center over the weekend. Saturday, I took some folks there to see what is there and to reconnect with their history. That's African history, and become acquainted with village history. And the list is up there, you know. The list dated 1840 is up there, with all them people who buy Buxton. So if you want to know if your ancestors had any part to do with the purchase of Buxton, all you have to do is visit the Buxton Friendship Museum and Culture Center. And a good opportunity is coming for you to visit them because on Wednesday they have a number of activities to commemorate their anniversary. And so you can check them out. Yeah, you can check them out from Wednesday. Good. I'll tell you about those activities a little later in the program. But in the meantime, I want to ask, how was your weekend? How did you pass your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Was it a fantabulous one? What did you do? That's the question. What did you do with your weekend? Y'all just rock back George? Or you made some money? Because money is important for whatever you want to achieve. Did you make some money? So the Buxton Friendship Museum has on its 5th anniversary is this year, right? And so Wednesday the 2nd of August, there is a medical outreach at the, they didn't tell me the place, you know, but I'd rather suspect it's going to be, I don't want to assume, you know, but there's a medical outreach on the 2nd of August, and it's being done in collaboration with FMS, which I gather is Federal Management Systems. That's our receivance, I think is the guy's name, the owner of Federal Management Systems. He has Buxtonian roots and so on, connections and so. So the 2nd of August, that's Wednesday, there is going to be a medical outreach hosted by the museum in collaboration with Federal Management Systems. And Thursday the 3rd, the history of Buxton Friendship and our ancestors, that is what it's titled, is going to be held at 1 o'clock at the museum. It's a kind of symposium, a kind of discussion, a kind of, you know, good. So the time you can go there, the history of Buxton Friendship and our ancestors' contributions, the time is 1 o'clock. That's 13 hours on the 3rd of August. You can go across to the museum there for that discourse. And then Friday the 4th, there is the grand anniversary celebration, right? That is at 3 o'clock at the museum again. 3 o'clock on Friday the 4th is the grand anniversary celebration. And then on the weekend, I know they have a dinner and dance. I think it's Sunday. I'm not sure. It might be Saturday also. But there's a dinner and dance, and so I'm encouraging you, right, to go across there and support those activities that will be hosted by the Boxing Friendship Museum and the Culture Center. So you have been, right? I saw a lot of people wanted to call in on yesterday's program. Well, on the replay. And so, like I said, this new year that we're charting, we're going to do different things. And so I know I'm going to be opening up the lines very early. Somebody is saying, whoever that person is, I look like Idi Amin or Robert Mugabe this morning. We're all Africans. We're all from the motherland. So give me any one of them, I can take them. It's my family, them. Right? They are my kin. Kith and kin. We are clansmen alike. And don't let people cause you to despise your heroes. Because a lot of people label those very two people, Idi Amin and Mugabe, as tyrants of the worst order. But you sit and make a good study of what they were about. Right? A lot of black scholars also label them tyrants. But you sit and make a good study of what they're about. Or were about. Don't let another people tell your story for you. His story is not your story. You must tell your own story. You must understand your own story. You must investigate your own story. When Bakra can't get his way, because your ancestral black people or your current generation black people stand up for what is right for them, Bakra finds all kinds of label for you. Right? So when we say we're not going to allow Bakra to dominate us, and we're not going to allow Bakra to come from wherever Bakra belongs to, or Bakra camping out, to come and take control of our resources and dominate us, they will label us tyrants, all kinds of things. From the minute you stand up to defend what are your ancestral rights, you'll be labeled tyrants. Because once you're labeled tyrants, then they get to spin that yarn of vilifying you, vilification. And once they vilify you enough, they're setting the stage to destroy you. And so once they vilify you enough, the next thing they're going to do is dig a lash in you and murder you. Some of them will murder you directly, and others will cause your people to rise up against you and murder you. And so they will call it a civil rebellion of the people. Or in some instances they call it a coup d'etat. Right? When they use the army to rise up against you, they call it a coup d'etat. Right? We call it charter coup. So when you see they label Idi Amin and they label Mugabe and they label this one and that one and the other, right? Recently they label who? What was his name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Man that they more than tear everybody into pieces. Anyhow, I can remember just now. Sometimes I get fuzzed. Yes. Just like that in the label Saddam Hussein, you know. Have you ever realized after the war and the Saddam Hussein murder and all of that, the stories that came out to say Saddam Hussein never had anything that they're talking about nuclear weapons, etc. Right? So they paint a picture. They label your leaders. They call them all kinds of things for you to buy in. And as long as you buy in, that's where they get you. because they will now play into your psyche and have you destroy, in many instances, that or he who is good for you. Why is Aristide not the president of Haiti up to now? How many times has Aristide removed from? Oh, yeah. Rastafari. Right? Where are you right now, buddy? Eli. Why Aristide is not the president of Haiti? Why is Haiti as poor as it is? Those are some of the questions to ask when they're telling you these stories. A lot of us curse Haiti. We say that Haiti is as poor as it is because they're practicing voodoo, candomblé, obia, witchcraft, all kinds of things we label it. Right? All kinds of things they label it and paint it so bad. And they say that's why Haiti is poor. Haiti is not poor because of their cultural and religious practices. Haiti is poor because of the actions of Spain and the US and their allies. Can you imagine you fighting your oppressor, a man who kidnapped you and holding you against you, whether you fought him or you won? And then this man joined with a set of people and cut you off from everything and say, well, hey, we lose or draw. If you want to trade with anybody, if you want to do business with anybody, you got to give us so much money as compensation for the losses that we suffered because you fight me. Can you understand that? That is what the Spanish did to Haiti. Hundreds of billions of dollars in this economy. They were forced to pay Haiti to be allowed to lead a normal life, if you can even call it that, after they defeated Napoleon. Is it Napoleon? The Spanish army. I'm not a history buff, you know. I was just try a thing. Right? And so Haiti is still suffering from that. But not only were they faced with this big burden, this burdensome debt. Just a chipper. Thank you. In the French. France. Yes. Yes, here we are. And so not only were they burdened by that, the US stole the Haitians' constitution. Can you imagine people who live in your country, people who ain't got nothing to do with your country, in terms of, what should I say, building it and managing it and all of that, deciding what your constitution gonna be? And so they decide who could rule and how they could rule and stuff like that. All of this was done to access the wealth of Haiti. Rare minerals that can be used for the development of their country. So it ain't got nothing to do with religion and cultural practices. It's all a hoax. But what do we do? A lot of us, we fail to do our research. We fail to pay attention to what some might call the alternative information. Right? The alternative information. And so when the Americans and the French and all the world, the G7 and all of them saying Haiti is in the state it is in because of poor leadership, etc., etc., a lot of us black folks buy into that. We don't do the research. We haven't done the research, or we haven't even read the research that was done. And so that we can stand in defense of Haiti and say, no. This thing is not true. This is the information. This is the accurate information. This is the truth. Or these are the facts. They got truth and they got facts. Right? And so when we do that, we add to the burden of our brothers and sisters. And in keeping with today's program topic, we become our own worst enemies. We are our own worst enemies. We allow other people to paint the story for us. We buy into it and we use it to discriminate our own people. Are you understanding that? Black man can't do nothing. Black man get business sense. And they paint that narrative and a whole lot of us buy into it. And we rock back. And everything we want to consume, we go over to the Indian and the Portuguese and the Chinese and all the rest of the society to acquire it. Why? Black man can't run business. And so some of us don't even try to run a business. We just accept that. Black man were meant to be good servants. Public servants. You recognize that? Good servants for the public. Anytime they carry junk or take the yai pass you, because you're a good public servant. And we get our education to be good public servants. We don't utilize that education to prove to those who are painting this picture that we are good for nothings, that we can do better than they would have us believe. No, we fit right into the mold. We are our own worst enemies. Tomorrow is Emancipation Day. We're celebrating Freedom Day. This is something else we have to free ourselves of. Self-doubt, self-hatred. We have to free ourselves of those things. Because when we remove self-doubt and we remove self-hatred, it gives us a clearer path to togetherness, unity, strength, growth, success. But for as long as we allow those two things to cloud our vision, we ain't going to a place. We will remain our own worst enemies. I have 2 or 3 stories I want to share with you this morning, and you will be the judge of them. Brother UC Guyana has a play. I'm sure. Well, I think it is Brother UC's play. You all forgive me if it is not the same. If it is not, but I think that is Brother UC's play. It's called Goose and Gander. Have you ever heard of his play, Goose and Gander? Yes, thank you again for that correction. I was saying the Spanish and I was corrected and I repeated it and I'm going to repeat it again. It is the French that I was referring to in terms of demanding reparation, you know. We could call it reparation. And then reparation is going to take on a whole different angle, right? Demanding reparation from the Asians. Compensation from the Asians. Right? Okay, I'm reading here because I decided to check my information. It says Goose and Gander is a comedy in one act by Wilfred Redhead. Right, I remember through the guidance of Brother UC and son, we performed that play as part of the Village Theatre. Maybe that is why the association. Goose and Gander. Goose and Gander basically is about 2 neighbors cussing and fighting every day. 2 black neighbors. They live in Buxton. They cussing and fight every day. Over who writes a piece of land. Or whoever writes. Right? 2 cousins perhaps. And all 2 of them got to lawyers. And it's something that the lawyers are friends. And so the guy got to court to fight this case. And one lawyer said to the other, I got a goose. And you got the gander. I got a goose and you got a gander. So let me make a deal. Right? Let me make a deal. Let me work this thing out. In my mind, the long and short of that here, Gusangando, is a story that relates to the same saying, when brothers fight, strangers inherit. Because when we have difficulties in our homes and our communities, among ourselves in short, what do? We run out and we go and look for strangers to resolve it for us. Right? And in many instances, the strangers really don't have our interest at heart. You know any lie that got you interest at heart? I think the legal fraternity is going to get angry with me one of these days and say we will never represent this man anytime he gets himself in trouble. Because he's always hitting at us. You know any liar that has your interest at heart? In most instances, the lawyer is concerned about doing a good job. I gotta take this one, I'm sorry. I'm on my program, I won't get off until about 9:30. Yeah, they are, but they're doing something and they're on the program, I can't come out now. Yes, sorry. That's part of my earning, my money stream, so I gotta answer the call. Yes, so we run out to strangers. And we ask them to resolve our issues at a cost. We gotta pay. And so the piece of land that Auntie Jenny left for her 2 children, and the 2 children can't agree that they should share it equally or utilize it equally. It's not imperial because they're fighting and they went to court. And the land value $1 million, but both of them agreed to pay the lawyers $200,000 each to fight the case. The lawyers are only in a win-win situation. Because somebody gonna lose, somebody gonna win. Or the court might simply say, y'all go and follow the instructions and mother divide the land equally. But $200,000 goes to each lawyer. So we have just expended $400,000, almost half the value of the land. And you know what? The land doesn't have a fence. And the cost of doing the fence is $200,000. When brothers fight, strangers inherit. What we could have done is take that $400,000 and say, listen, let us pool our monies and develop this legacy of ours. Listen, mommy lived here all the days of her life for the last 50 years, and this land wasn't paid. She left it to, she left it to us. I gonna put 100,000, you put 100,000, let me fence this land. Let me modern legacy look good. No, we want to fight over who must inherit all of it. And we pay a lawyer twice the cost of building a fence and half the value of the land that we are fighting for. When brothers fight, strangers inherit. What's wrong with me this morning? We're all going all over the place. Right? When brothers fight, strangers inherit. We are our own worst enemies. Goose and gander. I got the goose, you got the gander. Let me work out something. But we can't see that. Again, another scenario. A cousin of mine did well in his younger days. He acquired properties. But like many of us, we believe we're going to live forever and ever, amen. Right? Reminds me, I'm going to do a meander. You know what's a meander? We don't have a meandering, right? This modern meandering. There's a story of a Bostonian who went to the interior. And he made enough money, man. Big gold when he come home. And when the older folks were advising him, buy, you get a good money. Right? You get a good money. Put your money to use. Yeah, man! I'm too young to be a millionaire. I'm too young to be a millionaire. And he blasé. You know what's blasé, right? It's real language attacking. He blasé. I'm too young to be a millionaire. But there came a time when he lived in want. He lived in want because in his mind he was forever going to be young and he was forever going to go to the interior and make big gold. Yeah, let me tell you something. Life and nature plays a lot of tricks on a lot of us. When you got plan to do anything good with your resources, you get a lot of resources. Especially in the bush. So when you got plan to do anything, you got in the bush, you get enough gold and diamond. And the minute you go back with a plan, you suck salt until you leave the backlands. The back dam, as they say. That was a good case. I'm too young to be a millionaire. I'm coming. I am too young to be a millionaire. And so I'm telling you about this young relative who acquired property and so on. And I guess he tell himself he's going to be young forever. Didn't sit down, he didn't put anything in trust, he didn't make a will. He didn't leave instructions to his children. He had a couple of them. And boops, the Grim Reaper came. And he gone with the wind. Property is left there for the children to inherit. But here it is. He has left wealth with children who are no older than 25. They ain't got no experience managing wealth. They have an extended family, but they do not have an extended family relationship. That, what should I say, embracing circle that will provide good counsel for them. What do you think the pitfalls will be there? It's not enough property for each to get one, but it's enough property to keep all of them comfortable. What will happen? I will tell you what has happened after this 5-minute break, because money is at my gate. Right? Money is at my gate. I can't let go. I gotta live, you know. Back to the trade winds. I'm coming. I'm coming 3 to 5 minutes.
A man and a bunch of animals was arguing by the zoo. The man tell them, I am civilized, I am superior to you. The donkey say, listen man, like something wrong with your brain. Sit down and pay attention while I explain. He say, man, you just call me jackass, and say how I stupid. But when I don't feel the walk, I ain't walking. No matter how you beat me. But a man will walk and walk and walk till he drop down with heart attack. So answer me fast. Who say the lies and who's the jackass? And the Rambo say you don't tell me how my odor offends your nose. 1, 2 days pass and a man ain't paid. He's smelling from head to toes. If Rambo that perfume and soap and powder, Rambo would smell like a rose. And that ain't no joke. So who say the lies and who's the Rambo? The man say, oh Lord, you crazy. Mankind way is the best. Look how wearing the three-piece suit, the fancy shoes and the vest.
Yes, thank you for your patience.
They do not have motor car, and they do not have TV. The monkey says, jumping man, look, listen to me. The animals born with their shirt and pants, and their shoes and their socks as well. And we don't want a motor car.
Let me ask you,
expensive like hell. You watching Oprah on TV, and your best friend Oprah your girl. So please answer me. Who saved the life and who's the monkey? And the tomcat say, you just tell me how I have no morality. But when I feeling romantic, it's one female cat and me. A man does have 42 women, he looking for 43. So answer me that.
Who's civilized and who's the tomcat? If you are a tomcat, you like play tomcat. A lot of us like to be tomcats. You got them. Oh Lord, let don't match nobody can. Right, let don't match nobody can. You ever see a tomcat look back after the kittens are born? As a matter of fact, the tomcat kills the toms, right? That are born. That's the culture, right? Good. I just like to relate things. Okay, yes, so we're talking. And so he has left enough property for his children to be comfortable. They are young and inexperienced. They don't draw on the wisdom of the extended family. Or the question is asked, are there opportunities for them to draw on the wisdom of the extended family? Because they want to happen many times. I daddy dead and left all the property for you. And you know we get so big. And you know we get education for get property. What comes in there? Envy and bad mind. And so a rift is created. And isolation takes place. And so when critical decisions have to be made, Morgan, Jose, when critical decisions have to be made, 25-year-old youths with assets can't look to the old heads and say, well, look, how do we deal with this challenging situation? And so since they're inexperienced and they have values to fight over, that is what they do, they fight over it. They fight over it. And while they're fighting over it, what happens? Strangers inherit. Because again, it's money for liar. It's property tied up in the courts. It's buildings becoming dilapidated. It's real estate sitting there idle. It's brothers and sisters that run with each other that they can't sit down and have a word with each other in peace. It's elders sitting on the other side and watching them fight instead of stepping forward in the true sense of elders and say, hey, and your daddy left this. But I this a carry our neighbor string. And I want to put her up on the right track. Come sit down. Come to council. Let us set you on the straight path. Instead of you utilizing the resources to pay a lawyer and fight through the courts and go through the court to resolve your differences. We are our own worst enemies. Because instead of us building on what we have, by good familial and communal relations, we are decreasing, we're breaking down, we're destroying, we're decimating what we have by fighting among ourselves. Self-doubt, distrust. Where are the elders? Do you know what arbitration is? Do you know that instead of running to the courts to settle a family dispute, brother slap sister, she vex. But brother tell himself he got right for slap sister because he is big brother. That's the culture we grow in. I tell you all the story. When I turned 18 and I said I'm going to fight back. That's our culture. The culture taught us that as an elder you could discipline the younger one. And most of us, if not all of us, grew up with some fine trashing as discipline. And so in the heat of the moment, who you talking to, girl? Like you know me as your big brother? Box. You slap me, I get in station. And he or she heads out to the station, or he heads out to the station. And a wedge is placed between the two of them, right? Or the whole family, because what? Someone take his side and say, you right for box, you too little and pompous. And someone say, he ain't got no right slapping her. Especially in this age of abuse, physical and domestic and mental and all kinds of abuse. They call that, when back in the day, we call it disciplining, right? And so they end up before the court. What happens again? Money has to be spent to get a lawyer to represent somebody or everybody. Where are the elders to step in a timely moment and say, this will not be allowed to happen. This is a family relationship issue, and we are not going to allow you all to destroy this family relationship. Let's sit and talk about it. Because here, I don't know about y'all, I know about me. Any brother, sister, cousin, auntie, cousin, anybody who tell herself we are related, and they march me before the police station, just the police station, not even the court, I disowning them, you know. I disowning them. Because there could be no love there. A young man tell me the other day, his child and mother, they were living together, went to the police station and made a false allegation against him. I said, what are you still doing in the home, mate? You're sleeping with the enemy? You're sleeping with the enemy? That is how brutal I can be. And I'm saying this, why am I saying it? Because it is what is happening in our society and our elders. And they don't have to be blood elders or blood relatives. Where are the priests and pastors in our communities? Where are the old men and women, former educators in our communities, retired head teachers, retired public servants, retired teachers? Where are those people in our communities to bring warring factions of relatives and families and friends together to sit and sort it out before it gets to the court? We are our own worst enemies, because this is what happens when it gets to the court. Somebody usually ends up in jail. And so a large percentage of our men, our male, are in prisons. And our homes are left exposed because it's the women them alone. Our communities are left exposed because it's the women them alone. Who is responsible for that situation? We say the state put them in jail. But if a complaint was lodged against them, in many cases, the state couldn't get them to put them in jail. We are our own worst enemies. We no longer sit around tables and have family discussions to settle differences. We run to the police. And the police, though many of them look like us, are anxious to make a case because the number of cases that they make will determine whether or not they get promoted by background. And so when our men are in prison or on the run from the law, our productive capacities decrease. Who's going to tend the farmland? Who's going to protect the home and the family? Who's going to keep the children in line? Who's going to let a little Indian boy from Annandale know that he can't come over and slap my daughter backside and say, ah, black girl, you look good? And so in the absence of these men, who are we ourselves in many instances are contributing to locking them away in the prison system. We are having a whole lot of social problems to face. Misbehaving children, neighbors and so on thinking that they got the privilege to advantage our children, sexually assault and abuse them, exploit them, have them turn bad men for drugs and guns. And then the system and the people who control the system say, y'all ain't good for nothing. And we're upset because they say that, but we ourselves contribute to that. We are our own worst enemies. You mean to tell me a brother and sister with a dispute, there isn't enough love there for either one of them to say, I'm going to granny for you, I'm going to uncle for you? Because they're thinking in their mind, if I go to the police station, this can turn out worse. My sister will be locked away, or my brother will be locked away. Worse yet, they might run when they see the police coming, they might end up shot and dead. If they get locked up, they might get shanked in prison. Or they might turn somebody's wife in prison. Has anybody stopped to consider all of these things? Do we stop to consider these things before we run out and run to the police to condemn one of our own, our blood relative, because we got a little disagreement? We are creating serious social issues in our communities, in our homes, in our families. Because why? Self-hate, distrust, many instances ignorance. We haven't done the research, we listening to what the other people say. Tomorrow is emancipation. Let us free ourselves of some of those vices. The lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call. It is 20 minutes past 8 o'clock over. Let's talk. How do we save ourselves as a people? How do we remove these concepts that have us believing that we must live in hate? As they say, black man like crab in a barrel. And we repeat that ever so often. How do we stop ourselves being crabs in a barrel? How do we change our mindset for the betterment of our communities, our homes, our families, society at large? Lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call. Are we civilized, or are we a set of animals like ram, goat and so tam cat? How civilized are we? We argue that we're freed from plantation, but some of us are free too from common sense. Some of us are free from mentality. Some of us are free from a lot of things that we ought to have.
A man and a bunch of animals was arguing by the zoo. The man tell them, I am civilized, I am superior to you. The donkey say, listen man, like something wrong with you.
Romy Marshall or is Nandlal is with him? Romy Nandlal, I tell you something. I really don't get angry with people sometimes. But I get really worked up when people can't keep the secret. Which one of your female family members tell you how I smell? And which rose would they like me to smell like?
Sit down and pay attention while I explain. He say, man, you just call me jackass and say how I stupid. But when I don't feel the walk, I ain't walking. No matter how you beat me. But a man will walk till he drop down with heart attack. So answer me fast. Who say the lies and who's the jackass? And the ram goat say, you don't tell me how my odor offends your nose. But 2 days pass and a man ain't paid. He's smelling from head to toes. If ram goat had perfume and soap and powder, ram goat would smell like a rose. Now that ain't no joke. So who say the lies and who's the ram goat?
Like your friend before this morning.
Although you crazy, mankind way is the best.
It's not on this program they got to come better than stink and dirty. Can't come call and talk about stink and dirty. You're challenging you. So you're fighting for girl? Come, let me talk about things that matter. Caller, you're live.
Good morning.
I gotta stop the trade winds. Go ahead, the line is yours. Good morning.
Yeah, happy emancipation to all who have been emancipated in body, mind, and soul, because many of us are not. But I know I'm emancipated. I like the topic that you choose because, Kadaki, those things with family in fighting and so is a thing that goes on quite a lot. At first, you didn't used to find it that much in the African families. But you know, we like to copy everything. And when we saw that that was a norm in the other races, mainly the other race, we suddenly adopt the same procedure in fighting and going to court. Long ago it is the African going to court, you know. But now, when you go to the courts, you see more Africans in the court fighting petty issues that should never have even met to the police station. And I only hope that they could take a complete turnaround from that. To the other issues that you think now, some callers would find a program offensive. And if you are a person that you don't like a program, the time you sit to come out and say all the ill things about the person, just stay off, because you got some programs I hear about, I don't even go on them because I know it is not for me. And when we get up and we return comments to these coolie people, the ERC ready to charge us for racial slurs, racial this and racial that. And when you attack them properly, there are many Indian people who will feel offended because you talk back to those who cause problems. And what it don't stop to say, you know what? Every action has a reaction. Because if I should talk to the person or talk to people like them though, they got people are like Ganesh and St. Louis and all of them going to say, you know what, the other day, Rhonda said something that offended all of us. But it wouldn't stop to say, you know why Rhonda said this? Because of X, Y, and Z. And then you keep pushing persons to the brink. You're pushing them over kite top all the time. And sometimes they're going to stop the boat and they're going to turn back. And when you see the turn back, you can handle it. And if Indian people or Kudi people don't like what you have to say, or Mark or Sherrod got to say, I hope y'all could try to say that y'all educated. Because when y'all came here, we were the persons who taught y'all a lot of person y'all to teach y'all hygiene.
Ronald, stick a pin. Why we talking about other people? What are you talking about this morning?
The same person who tell that you're smelling like a Rambo. Something to them.
I tell you all about looking at I got people throwing shiny stuff at y'all, you know. Forget this shiny stuff thing. Who are we talking about this morning? Who am I talking to?
You're talking to?
I'm talking to we.
Looking.
We. It's we moment. Tomorrow's Emancipation Day. I'm addressing some issues that we have to deal with. Don't be sidetracked.
Okay. So with this emancipation coming up tomorrow, I hope that we as Africans could get down more into our history and to know who we were, who we are, and who we will be in the future. And for many of us to do that, we got to get in touch with our history. We got to start having lots of programs that could sensitize us. And not only when it's July the 31st and August the 1st, we must be into our zone. We must make this a thing that it must be ongoing. I like how you advertise the museum. I know that I will visit that museum to get to learn more about myself as a person. So we must keep in line and attune to programs that will elevate us and cultivate our minds. And in the same time, whatever little we could add in however possible a way, we should try to add so that we could try to elevate ourselves and be a people that who came from Africa with the zeal that our foreparents came with. We must be able to try to match and even better them. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Listen, y'all know me. Anyhow, for your own sanity, running Nandalal was removed. I removed running Nandalal. Because like y'all can't survive without bypassing the ignorance. I just run and I move on. Don't let us sidetrack him, man. Right? The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. We talking about us this morning. We got freedom. We are emancipated. We are descendants of emancipated people. But we are seeing that some of our attitudes, apart from the fact that the other people, the state, for example, wants to enslave us all over again. I'm saying that we have some attitudes that are empowering them. We have some attitudes that are leading us straight into another form of slavery. And so we have to address them. And the question is put. And that's what I want you all to deal with. The question. Don't worry the likes of Nandlal and them, man. Whoever Nandlal is. You see, one of the things I know about them, Nandlal, they don't make children. A lot of them. So they ain't concerned about the next generation. Call your life. Good morning.
Good morning, Kadaki.
Good morning to you.
Happy emancipation.
Thank you.
Kadaki, Thank you. You have a good program, but you know what? As you said, as we celebrate this day, we could able to reflect and see all the atrocities that was put on us. We're supposed to able to get stronger, get deep into our culture, and work together with each other. One thing what I heard about it, and I heard it for myself, that sometimes, especially people who is outside, there's a narrative. Oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about. We live here, we feel the suffering, da 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 da. But it's not. Some people might not feel it, but not because I am living outside that I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling it for my people, because all of us are not people conscious. Some of us are and some of us are not. But never mind, they would still reach out and support you in whatever way. But sometimes, as I said, one thing my mom was always wanted, she wanted me to get connected back home. And I am so glad that I did get connected back home, all because of some kids from Buxton who came out and invited me to go out with them to the carnival. And what I saw, I didn't like. I came home back and I got people, my family and friends, pushing me and encouraged me to say, go, we'll be supporting you. And unfortunately today, one of them is no longer with us, but God knows it, that thing that I set out to do, it will continue as long as I am on the face of the earth. And Kadaki, continue to do all the good work we're doing. People, we just have to move on and try to excuse our fellow people, because they're going through pain, ache, and suffering, because a lot of times they don't have food to eat, and some of them would not want to tell you, but they just lash out at you, say, oh, you live outside, blah, 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 blah. But as what was in the past in Buxton and Friendship and throughout Guyana, please, people, just work together with your family. Work with them. Don't be greedy and covetous. Just work with them. And you're going to see how far, just being working with them and come together, you're going to see how far things can go for you. Congratulations once again to you and Dr. Ines. Happy Emancipation. Thank you, Kadaki. I'm tearing up. But my people of Boxer and Friendship, wherever you are listening this morning, just work with each other and make things better for us. Not for you alone, but for me too, because there's someday I will want to be there with you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, caller. So, Violin Kendall has asked a question. I want to find it. I want to use those exact words. I saw it, and I was just reminded of it. In short, Violin asks, what do you do with men who abuse women? Call you live, good morning. Call you live, good morning. Caller, you are live, good morning.
God bless, good morning, Mr. Kadaki, and to the rest of the Guyanese nation. Mr. Kadaki, congratulations once again. You keep pleasing my heart and please my spirit, my body, and my soul when I hear your program and I hear your voice and your topic. You know, it is real, what should I say? It is nutritious, it is reviving, it is everything that a human should need to have a direction and a purpose of life and living. I want to say happy emancipation to all the Africans, and happy emancipation to all those righteous-minded people who've been held in captivity or who recognize. Because program like this, Mr. Kadaki, open not only just your eyes, but open your ears, open your whole five senses, bring it on alert, to be aware, to be conscious, not to be vindictive or spiteful, but to be aware of those oppressors or those who want to oppress or those who are oppressing or those who are trying to oppress. And so it's enlightening, make you see physically, spiritually, and mentally, you know. And that's why I'm saying you are a blessing and your program is a blessing. However, I want to remind the Guyanese nation and us as human in general. It takes 3 things to raise a child or to raise a person from child to manhood. And it takes the home environment, which is the family environment. It takes the community environment, which is the way we locate or where we dwell. And it takes the school environment. And so these kind of attacks will come in all 3 of these categories that we have to focus ourselves to, we have to commit ourselves to, and we have to dedicate ourselves to bring these changes to our younger generation. And even our older generation must not allow themselves to be manipulated. Because when we begin to put man-made above God-made, that's where the transformation starts and steps in. When we begin to start valuing our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our grandfather, grandmother, and we begin to start valuing our neighbors, our teachers, human in general, you know, that's how these things nourish themselves in and seep themselves in. And so there are many people out there like wolf in sheep clothing. They may come around a family pretending to be there to support, but they're looking for loopholes. They are trying to recognize where a family may have a lack or a weakness, and instead they try to encourage to build positive. They try to encourage negative. And these are things that people got to be alert with. They got to begin to trust each other. They got to be prepared to forgive one another, to release and let go of things that have been done, as long the person recognizes, because this is very important. The body who do the wrong must be recognized that what they are doing is not right, even though they may think it's right. So they got to be the maturity there of somebody. They're like, we will call upon the senior, the mature ones, could be able to enlighten. But when people feel they're being violated, they find that they're shutting off their 5 senses. And they're not all, they're thinking about vengeance and malice and you know, in this way. And that is where the door are closing in many families. Because what you were talking, I remember on Durbin Street coming down, you see a big sign, people was murdered for this family, killed family for land, and you always find some legacy problem. But what I get to discover is many times those of us who come from the countryside and come to the town side, the town life and the country life is 2 different life. The town life is much more get up and get and you know you gotta be there in some way, in more aggressive and more disrespectful. And more than I'm not saying the countryside you won't find that happening, but you'll find less. Because when you could go and get a coconut from a neighbor and a callaloo, a little couple callaloo leaf, or you might go your friend in the back dam and catch 2 fish. In the tongue side, they gotta go and buy these fish, they gotta go and buy a coconut. So the stress level is 2 different kind of level. However, nothing give us an excuse that we're gonna do wrong, because wrong must never ever be tolerated. And so I'm saying those who are mature physically, spiritually, and mentally, they have to know how to adjust themselves to deal with those who are not mature, who may be a little illiterate in certain sense, like they're following a set of gang, because like things like that going on all around, and the people are copycatting from America and different countries. And next thing you know, we're going to hit this country terrible just now, that Guyanese got to be very careful about. The same bill that they want, sexual orientation bill, that they want to pass in this nation. Guyanese got to stand up against that nonsense and allow God's word, God's will, and God's will to prevail. And that is one of the things going to lash this nation very soon. I am telling you, because under the court, it is already there waiting for signature. And the leaders them to be in full agreement. However, this is thing that is going to pull down a nation, stress a nation, and depress a people. And so I want the nation to understand. And those outside in the outward adornment, I on behalf of the Guyanese want to say thanks for every assistance that you all have given to the Guyanese and given back to your country. You are a blessing. You're out there, your eyes and ears and everything for those of us who are inside of here. And I want to tell you all thanks very much. And I want to compliment and I want to congratulate you all And I want to ask you to continue supporting this nation and help this nation to stand up and wait in righteousness. Anyhow, happy emancipation. We are getting there. We will get there if we stand up in the righteousness of God and we walk there and resist the wrong at all costs, regardless what. And once again, I'm saying to you, Mr. Kadaki, you are a blessing. Your program is a blessing. Continue. And I'm thankful how you did correct her on there this morning. And I'm thankful how she accept the correction. That's the maturity we're speaking about. That's the example we're talking about. We don't have time for people who come on your program and try to plant seed of thorn and thistle and then we ain't got time for thorn and thistle. We are wheat and we are going to grow and produce 60-fold, 80-fold, and 100-fold. That's what we're going to do, and that's our purpose, that's our will, and that will be our achievement. However, Guyana, happy emancipation. God bless us all. We're going to get there, but the battle is not going to be easy. They got to be have the determination and the willpower to continue, to have the endurance to be successful and be victorious. Have a blessed day. Don't worry, the thorns and thistles will try to push themselves among us. God going to take care of all if we do what is right and we resist the wrong and do what is right. Have a blessed day. We got to do what we got to do and allow God to do what God will do. But if we don't do what we're supposed to do, God cannot do what He's supposed to do because we become an hindrance to the world. So we got to stand up for righteousness regardless of what. Guyana, happy emancipation. African, happy emancipation. And those who are going to the museum or anyway, try to see who you can carry 2 young ones or carry a neighbor or some friend. Carry others along the line. Congratulations, Rhonda. You said that, yes, we must help each other. Congratulations. Have a blessed day, Rhonda. Have a blessed day, all those on the program. And Mr. Kadaki, once again, God bless you. Continue with your program. You're a blessing.
Thank you. Caller, live. Good morning. Caller, you are live. Good morning.
Morning, neighbor, morning.
Morning, neighbor. Yeah, listen, neighbor, not get no morning inside. It's morning. Good.
Morning, neighbor.
Morning, neighbor, morning.
Morning. Look, I feel real, enlightened and feel real blessed, and the spirit lift from the brother that was speaking just now. Them is the kind of reasoning we need. Them is the kind of reasoning. No come and pull down and this and that, them kind of thing. Upliftment, because I tell you, neighbor, we go get there, neighbor. We go get there. We go get there. The evil we see people like Barrett Jagdi and them unleashing, and you see the money crave and the going on and all who are follow them going on and them kind of thing. Let me remind them, you understand, that it's out of darkness light come. You understand? It's out of us bring those. You understand? And with it said that woe was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. And as the brother said, it's not gonna come easy. It's not gonna come easy. Some we gotta forget some wake up call. I know it's a wake up call enough. We gonna get a hits and jam, Shanghai, and them is the wake up call. They will see some serious embarrassment because these people are making joke for unleash revenge. Them are making joke for unleash revenge. You see how they support them and key at all cars, pay faithfully. You see how they support their own Dharamlal, and you see how they attack we brother just because he ease himself in a car, Them are making no joke for sure. The racialness, and I want the Indian brothers and sisters them for know when you see we talking pulling Indian people down. We pulling down a racist and a wicked regime where y'all happen for supporting. You understand? Today gonna be for we, and tomorrow might be for y'all. And we hope that when y'all ready for ball, y'all gonna understand what the balling is really and thing. But my brother, we gonna get there. We getting there. Those who are looking for come and see and check and see what's going on and pull themselves together, embarrassment gonna put them there. Because these people out for embarrass we, they're out for make we small. You understand? And it's going to happen to them. One angel and all of them will sit down inside of them and say nothing with the concern the black consciousness and the disrespect. They must say nothing because them is part of the government. The embarrassment going to catch them, brother. And all one thing they're going to run with speed. We going to get there. We going to get there. Sure, we going to get there. And we not going to get there for make nobody small and them kind of thing. We going to get there and we going to show with love. With love for humanity. Because the day we are. We get it so much every year that we forget to use it amongst ourselves. But we going to get there, my brother. We going to get there. Continue doing the good work, and I feel very much appreciated with the reasoning, with the brother reason. And I guess you feel the same way too, because you man, you like tell people, thanks for your call. And I know the one there, you know, the one there, you dig in the one, and it was very good. Very good, brother. Thank you so much. And continue the good work.
Thank you for your call. The last email 6225933 is the number to call. You tune to the Guyanese Morning Time. I'm your host, the Buxtonian. Remember, come down to the Emancipation celebration tonight at Boxer Line Top. We have the libation ceremony starting at 6 o'clock, 6 in the evening. That's 18 hours at the Boxer Market Square, Company Road, in the vicinity of the Emancipation Monument, African Emancipation Monument. Right? Come on down and get connected, reconnected with your ancestors. And guess what? At 20 hours, please call the WhatsApp number. At 20 hours, the cultural evening starts in the Boxing Line Top. It's called Black is Beautiful at 20 hours. And while you're there, look out for the cock-up stand. Right? Look out for the cock-up stand. There's a cock-up stand out there tonight. Please call the WhatsApp number. Cock-up stand. They got cock-up with all kinds of meat inside, including pickled pork and salt beef. Y'all remember the kind of cock-up? Yes, there's a stand out there tonight that is going to give you that good, long time, old time mixed meat cock-up, including the salted meats. Good? And they ain't going to be breaking the bank. Cock-up and a glass of Moby is going to be very affordable. Ensure you look for the cock-up stand tonight. I can tell you it's going to be on the southern side of the road in the vicinity of the stage. At don't walk out the location. Go and get some cock-up tonight. And those who don't eat meat, there's also veggie cock-up. Right, you can get a good veggie cock-up, 3 beans cock-up, and fried fish. So if you want it with the fish or you want it without the fish, there's veggie cock-up out there. Call A Live. Thank you for holding.
Good morning, Kadaki.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I'm just calling. I'm living in St. Martin. I always look at this show, and I appreciate all the good work you're doing. And I'm just saying my contribution this morning is just to say we really have to deal with our people, as you're saying, because we're a lost race in a sense that, you know, the kids, like, they don't even listen to the elders anymore, and the elders went through their years to get their experience, and we really got to just, you know, deal with the kids, because it's very bad. I was there like December. I was there like for 3 months. Was living there, and the mindset I see like for the young generation is not good for the race, because they think away. Honestly, I don't know what be going through their minds.
Caller.
Because, yeah.
I hate to interrupt you, but I want to ask you a question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is who responsible for them young people mind?
You could say the parents. You could say.
You remember the day when the adage really held? It takes a village to raise a child. As against nowadays, it's not you picnic. You don't know me piss them out and knock them.
Yes, I know that. I remember that.
What has brought us to this place where, according to you, the young people ain't got no respect for the elders?
Yep. Yes, I saw that. And what you're saying is right, but to me, it's like I don't understand. Even with the point with the family and relatives, it don't need to go to like the police or anything. It's supposed to have like an elder, like a grandfather or some grandmother. They come and sit the kids, the sons, the cousins down and say, let's sort this out, because I don't know where the love. We as black people, African people, we show love to every other race, but to ourselves, we're so harsh. Like we be so hard on each other. Yes, some of us make mistakes. Yes, we might do wrong, but you need to forgive and try to move forward with your brothers and sisters. But we're so harsh on each other. That's why I'm not saying we really gotta start showing self-love. Self-love, I think, gonna change a lot of things, because you're saying right now people would rather take a 5,000 or whatever just to live one more day, spending like 5,000, but they're not studying the day after, the future. Yeah, and so I'm saying, so I don't have a problem with people choosing which party they want to follow, but choose from your heart, choose for your kids' future. And a lot of people, they come with, furthermore, what I would say, I don't even like to hear our people saying, I go in and look for a food, or I go in and, I just making a bread. No, I don't want to hear these type of language from us. I was living in Guyana, and I could remember looking at the papers where they say our people was at the bottom of the ladder. We gotta stop acting like this is not a racial and a division game. And the worst thing about it, we're divided in our own community and in our family, and that's dangerous. So we cannot hold one head if we're divided amongst each other. And that's the problem I have with our people. We rather look at a little small money here, or somebody could do this. No, do things without people. I remember the days when you could get food from your neighbor, and nobody would know your neighbor give you a plate of food. They would tell you like, oh, I cooked today, I cooked a little cook up, you need some? Oh, I get a plate for you, whatever. That's how I grew up. I'm 45. I live in Guyana like since 19 years or so, but I'm still in love with my country. When I'm seeing my people going through all of this, and it's like, it hurts me. And I was in Guyana, as I mentioned before, last year, like for 3 months, and I leave there on Christmas Eve. So it hurts me to see my people thinking like 19 years ago or whatever, the same way. No, I walk around the border market, I go different places. I could see, like, in the past, that's how their mindset be. People just okay, just looking. No, we looking for it. That thing is played out. Keeping it is what we gotta study about, because I see a lot of people, they spend it. All right, I come from, as they say, people say foreign. I know to spend 200 US is not easy to get where I'm living or wherever. But in Ghana, from Thursday, they spend money like they're crazy. And then they know land. You could buy land different places like $1 million or whatever, in different places or hundreds of thousands. Why you just stop this partying and try to leave something for your kids? It hurts me. It really, really hurts me, the way how we treat each other, the way how we think, the way how we're so harsh. If we make a mistake as family members, the first thing, as you said, going straight to the police station, let the police settle it. How we think you're gonna settle? Somebody going to jail, somebody gonna get stabbed in jail because they ain't accustomed to jail, or they know a jail, or somebody gonna be raped, as you said, or whatever. These things hurt me. So I'm just saying this morning, let us go back to the old days and show love to each other. Your neighbor's supposed to be your friend. If you're living somewhere and your neighbor and you're not friend, it's like problems, because anybody break in your house, anybody do you anything, they would even look, they would even help you, and that's not nice. I'm here living in St. Martin, and all of my neighbors and me are friends. If I have something I give them, if they have something to give me, and I'm not ashamed to say that, that's how we live, and that's how we're supposed to live as a society. And Guyana, I'm telling you, I grew up in Durban Street Lodge, then I went in South, and I'm telling you, the place is not running with love, especially in our community. So I'm just saying, let's keep up the good work, keep putting your foot on the necks, because we need somebody like you, like an elder, to speak truth. Right? So thanks again. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you. Abigail, ensure you get your cook-up, girl, because here I'm the cook-up and go good with a glass of Strokers, you know. Cook-up, Marby and Strokers, the perfect combination. Come to boxing line up tonight. Right? I did say, listen, man, this is a land number, but you know, I don't. Final call for the day. Call A Live, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Kadaki, and happy emancipation to you and your audience. And I would just like to encourage you by saying you've been doing a good job so far. I listen to almost all of your programs, and I am in awe sometimes at the level of knowledge that you disperse among your audience. And I want to say also that changes might come, and they may not come in our lifetime, but they will come. All our people need to do is to keep at it. And we have a great history that was never taught to us, and your oppressors will never teach you how to be greater than them. So I just want to leave that with you this morning and your audience, and I will also be traveling to Boston this evening to witness your emancipation program.
How much cook-up you gonna get with salt beef?
I need that cook-up because I have to. I didn't prepare any for myself and children, so I would need to bring home a portion for them and for tomorrow also. So I'll come to support your bar.
Good, you want me second part to say it for you?
Sure, no problem. Just tell me the cost. I will message you because I have a whole family here that is here for the emancipation, and we can do that.
Okay, very well.
I'll message you offline.
Good, sure.
All right, thank you, Kadaki.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you know the rules. Why you don't call the WhatsApp number?
Okay, I tried to call the WhatsApp, but I'm not getting through.
Yeah, because it's busy. You just got to keep trying. Go ahead, you're live.
Okay, then, thank you very much for allowing me. My suggestion to the program this morning is that instead of having emancipation celebration in the national park and all this instead of festivity, why don't all the African villages tomorrow morning, like from 5 o'clock, about a massive protest all out of Guyana? We have Petergo come out, Buxton come out, Dartmouth, Grove, come out to the area village and protest, mass protest for the entire day tomorrow. That's what emancipation is about, because as we stand, we are still in slavery, we are back in slavery. Let's go out and protest in our villages, It doesn't make sense you going into the national park selling a set of money and you're still in slavery. We are in slavery as I speak. You understand what I'm saying? And I would want to suggest clearly, that, I don't know most of the persons calling into the program here this morning. They might be annoyed with me, but I would say we are not ready. You get a set of suggestion, but let me suggest this. Is anyone willing to join me in protesting that this government step down because they are not ruling in the favor of all Chinese? I'm ready to do that. Brother Kadaki, are you ready to join me? Let's go in front of the office of the president. Enough is enough. It's time for the government to move and call fresh elections. I want to put that out to the entire public. And I'm ready, and let me know when you guys are ready. I'm ready to put everything in my life on a hold for this. And let me see if all these callers that are calling into this program is serious. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call. Protest is my middle name. Don't call it.
All right, thank you.
Alfred Edwards, don't come here and compete with this cock up girl. It's cock up we're dealing with. Good. 6225933. Oh, no. I've taken my last call here. I'm going to play some voice notes now. Please do not call. I have a ton of voice notes I want to play. And I have lots to do today because I'm the logistics person for the Emancipation celebration. So understand that.
Morning, Kadaki viewers and listeners. Kadaki, a question. Something has been daunting on me. I don't know if you recognize it, but I don't know if you could comment on it. Why is it when the president have to be giving out funds, or I wouldn't even say give out, bribing people, especially the Afro-Guyanese, sorry. Why when they're bribing these Afro-Guyanese, it have to be publicized, you have to go and do photo.
Alright, this call you need to tune into Friday program. I think I mentioned it this morning also. No fault of ours. That one was played. We answered that last week. I also gave you a strategy as to how to deal with it. Voice note.
Yeah, Kadaki, good morning to you and listening public. You see, that is what I was saying a few weeks ago on your program, that black people need to stop going to work for the government and start getting involved in business. Now, you could imagine most of my black brothers and sisters, they are going to the sheriff security or at these Chinese and do security work for $100,000 or $120,000 a month. Now, I am saying to my black brothers and sisters that the smallest, and I'm repeating myself, the smallest business you can get involved in will give you $100,000 or even $200,000 a month. They can't give you that. So why don't you get involved in business now? You could imagine if 500 of my people get involved in business and make $200,000 a month, that is $100 million per month. 100 million per month by 12 months is $1.2 billion. It's coming into the black population only by 500 people getting involved in business. Out of these 500 people, I'm 100% sure 400 or 480 of them will be well educated, a good secondary education. Some might even have diploma degrees all. Now, a man like me who's speaking on the business behalf and encouraging my brothers and sisters to get involved in business, who has no academical background, no educational background, is involved in business. And I start my business from zero. I didn't get any backup from anybody or anything, not even the bank. I start my business from zero. I work and whatever money I get, I put it into my business. I have to know that today I'm making $1 million a month. You could imagine that a man with no academical background is making $1 million a month after like 5, 6, 7 years. You could imagine in the next 5 years, $1 million a month now, what I will become in the business society. So I am encouraging my black brothers and sisters to get involved in business. That $120 a month or that $160 a month you're going to work for the government, you can do your own business and you're going to make that money comfortable. You are going to make that money comfortable and you are going to make more of that. So don't go working for the government or working for these Chinese or these Indian people. Do your own business. If you're talking about emancipate, you cannot emancipate yourself and you are still a slave to other nation. You have to emancipate yourself and be independent. Come on, my black brothers and sisters, I'm encouraging you, get involved in business. A job is a pay to keep you, just keep your head above the water. It would always keep you in poverty. But a business can bring you a fortune. I thank you for listening and playing my voice note.
Thank you. Why you making $1 million a month? Well, last you make a contribution to Kams TV. You see this thing as a community thing, you know. Y'all gotta give back. Yes. Morning again, morning. I'm happy that the brother is making $1 million a month. And I'm asking a serious question. How do you support your community? Right? How do you use that $1 million a month? Well, not all, but a fraction to support what's happening in your community. Like I said last week, some of us get up and we get out. Right? When we get up, we get out. We don't stay to mentor anybody.
Good morning, Kadaki, and all African Guyanese. And Africans from around the world. Happy emancipation. Happy emancipation. But I want to just mention simply, black people, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Stop supporting the coolie people and the businesses. Support your own. Go back to basic. Support your own. Boycott the businesses. Boycott the businesses. Them who supporting the PPP. You change your lifestyle. Look in the mirror. See who you are. Stop making Ravi Dev and Jagdeo, these people, heroes. Because these people were and all the ideology coming to pass. Support your own. Boycott the businesses, man. Let me see who got the spending power. Let them see who is the people who got them standing on the feet. And I hope that something could change with these people who, drug dealers that get around the place, that crippling the brains of the young people. The young men who they got around, who calling themselves Don Stug and Tug and all the talking about is hustle and guns and all kind of thing. Y'all do cultural things to enlift yourself. You know what I mean? Support your own. Help one another. Go back to basic. Plant your own food. Go back to the backyard. Plant your greens. You don't have to fancy up yourself and look and dress up and look like if you because you dress up fancy, you got money. Save your money. Invest in the lands.
Yeah, see how Miranda Brown come back out of the woodwork. As long as I see Miranda Brown, you know.
Once again.
Right? I see Miranda a long time, but since Black Man Tax said I'm making money, Miranda jump up. I hope you're paying tax. Hey, beware of the tax collectors. A lot of people in your camp, Miranda, do not pay taxes. As a matter of fact, somebody said they make 100 million disappear on paper. Y'all know them kind of people, though? Miranda, they pay you no tax. Are you the tax? What name? Zacchaeus?
Hundreds of thousands of black people in the park tomorrow. Happy emancipation to you all. But I wish y'all could ask the president when y'all see, let he deliver the $1 million household money to y'all. You know, don't shake your hand and smile and take photo of and take pictures with you. Be bold and strong and ask you for your money. We got lock off like if your ancestors them left anything for you. You know? Thank you all. And happy emancipation to all listening and sensible Guyanese.
Them boys got a saying, give me the whole million you got for me, boy. Somebody saying that's Giftland Faith. God they ain't paying no taxes. It's nice, yeah? It's the view, say. But it looks as though I played all the voice notes. How may I help you? Good morning.
Good morning, Gaddafi.
Yes, how may I help?
I was speaking about the remains and these things upon the.
Can I hear this person? And it was the last call. So let me leave you. Let me bid you have a good day. Come down to Buxton tonight. Listen, if you want connection with your culture and your ancestors, Buxton is the place to be tonight. From 18 hours, I tell you, come about 5:30. So you can get a front position. You're going to see what libation is about. Come and partake in the libation ceremony from 18 hours. Company Road in front of the market by the African Emancipation Monument. When we finish there, we're going across the Middlewalk Road, line top Middlewalk. Bobby Car Road, Bottom Station. And we're going there, and we're going to have the Black is Beautiful cultural evening. We got Lassell Duke, we got Yoruba singers Ding Dong Krakete, we got Odessa Paimas, we got Brian Chester, Nancy King, we got the Boxing Fusion, Boxing Steel Orchestra is going to be there. Listen, we're bringing out the best of boxing for y'all tonight, so come down to Boxing Line Top. And remember, when you're coming, walk with your appetite, because we got a good long time cook up out there for you. It's all the meat, it's fresh beef, it's salt beef, it's pickled pork, it's chicken foot. What else they got inside? But it's a good obstacle cook up with steamed okra too on the side. They cook up the okra and then you cook up, because a lot of people don't like okra or they don't eat okra. So them ladies said they're gonna steam some okra and some coconut milk for you. Well, last year to cook up like that. So come and connect spiritually with the ancestors. Connect with a good cultural evening. And ensure you walk with your appetite, because they got to cook up out there. You're going to come back to boxing, you know. If you eat the boxing, you cook up and drink the Mavi, you'll come back to boxing. Right? It's time to go. I got a lot of work to do, but come back and have a good time. And seriously, if you want to pre-order cook up, call me. If you want to pre-order cook up, call me. Tell me what you want. You want meat cook up or you want veggie cook up with fried fish or without fish, right? Call me and pre-order your cook up, because I tell you you're going to disappear, you know. Good. See you this evening on Boxing Line Top. I see somebody saying, Mr. Amsterdam, show it live now. Any cook up done, sell. Have a good day. We can talk later in the evening. Goodbye and be safe. Spread the word, man. Get in your crew and come to boxing. It's a real culture, right? Tomorrow morning, I'm thinking I'll be here again. It's Emancipation morning proper tomorrow, and so I might be here. Or I think there usually is a sunrise service by the Joy the Nights and so on. I might just go and bring you that live. But tomorrow, it's likely we'll connect here again in some way, shape, or form, right? I don't think you're going to get anything like Politics 101 tonight, because Dr. Hines is going to be in Boston celebrating emancipation, right?